In the cheerful little town of Meadowville, there lived a boy named Aarib. He was 8 years old, with bright brown eyes that sparkled whenever he saw something he liked. Aarib's parents loved him dearly, and because they both worked in a large toy store, they often brought him the newest, shiniest toys in town. His room looked like a treasure chest, cars lined up like a racing track, stuffed animals sitting in neat rows, puzzles stacked high, and even a shiny red bicycle that gleamed in the sunlight. Aarib loved his toys, but he loved them in a way that made him want to keep them all to himself. If a friend came over, Aarib would smile politely, but quickly hide his favorite things. They might break them, he'd tell himself, or they might take them home and never give them back. Even when his little sister Aiza wanted to play with him, Aarib would shake his head and say, "No, these are mine." One sunny Saturday, Aarib's mother suggested something new. "Aarib," she said, "there's a small community picnic at the park today. All the neighborhood children will be there. Why don't you take some of your toys so everyone can play together?" Aarib's eyes widened. "But Mama, what if they get dirty or lost?" His mother smiled gently. "Sometimes the joy of a toy is in sharing it, not just keeping it." Aarib didn't answer. He hugged his toy box protectively and thought about it for a long time. That afternoon, Aarib went to the park with his parents and Aisa. He didn't bring any toys, just his water bottle and a small snack. When they arrived, he saw a group of children playing together. They were laughing, running, and building sand, but their toys were old plastic shovels faded by the sun, and a few battered cars with chipped paint. Aarib's eyes wandered to a little boy sitting quietly under a tree. The boy, Rayan, looked about the same age as Aarib, but had no toys at all. He was just watching the others, smiling faintly. For some reason, that sight made Aarib feel strange. Rayan's smile was nice, but it seemed a little lonely. After a while, the other children invited Rayan to play. They shared their small, worn-out toys with him, and he laughed happily. Aarib realized something: none of them cared that their toys were old or scratched. They cared about playing together. That night, Aarib lay in bed, staring at his shelves full of toys. The laughter from the park echoed in his mind. He thought about how much fun Rayan had, even with just an old toy car. Aarib's toys were in perfect condition, but most of them had been sitting untouched for months. Slowly, an idea began to grow in his heart. The next day, Aarib woke up early. He took out a big box and began filling it with toys cars, building blocks, puzzles, and even his second favorite stuffed bear. He left his most special toy, a blue robot named Zogo, but everything else went into the box. When his mother saw what he was doing, her eyes softened. "Are you sure, Aarib?" He nodded. "Yes, Mama. I want other kids to have fun too." They drove to the park, where some children were already playing. Aarib walked up shyly with his box. "Hi, I brought some toys. Do you want to play?" The children's faces lit up instantly. Rayan came running, his eyes wide with excitement. "Wow, are you sure we can play with these?" "Of course," Aarib said, smiling. What followed was the most fun Aarib had ever had. They built the tallest block tower he had ever seen, raced his cars down a slide, and used his puzzles to play a guessing game. Aarib noticed something magical. His toys seemed even more exciting now that everyone was enjoying them together. When the sun began to set, Aarib expected the kids to hand everything back, but instead of feeling worried, he surprised himself by saying, "You can keep some of them if you want. I have more at home." The children looked at him with pure gratitude. Rayan hugged the stuffed bear tightly. "Thank you, Aarib. I've never had one like this." On the way home, Aarib felt lighter, almost as if he had given away more than toys. He had shared a piece of his happiness. He realized that toys could be replaced, but the smiles he saw on his friends' faces would stay in his heart forever. From that day on, Aarib became known in Meadowville as the boy who shared his toys. And every time he brought something new to the park, the children would gather around, ready for another day of laughter. Aarib learned that the real magic of toys wasn't in owning them, but in the joy they brought when shared. Moral: happiness grows when we share it with others.